and happy Tuesday. My name is Wendy Lee, and you can find me at creativelyyours.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and thrilled that you are joining me today. So if you're joining me when this video premieres, today is June 30th of 2026, last day of June. Tomorrow kicks off July, and lots of exciting things are happening this week. Oh my goodness. So first, I'm going to let you know that registration is open for our July Cultivated Creativity, which is my DIY paper crafting kit. We'll talk about that more in just a minute, and you can see a sneak peek behind me, this side, of the projects that we're making this month. So many good things. Tomorrow, big day tomorrow on the 1st. So we have a new join process starting, and I'm very excited about this. So if you are a first-time demonstrator when you join, you're now going to get a surprise welcome box packed full of really cool things, right? I'm not going to tell you what's in it because I don't want to spoil the surprise. That's no fun, is it? But it's $100 to join, and the process is changing. So I'm going to read this so that I tell you correct. So you're going to go in and click the link on my website to join my Diamonds team, which selects me as your demonstrator. Yay! So excited to have you part of the team. You're going to accept the required agreements, enter a few personal details, and then you'll process your $100 payment for the kit. Click submit. Then you wait a little bit. Once you're approved, you're going to get an email from Stampin' Up! Your welcome box is going to ship out to you, and you're going to get an email that has your demonstrator ID and a coupon code so you can start shopping. The best part, right? So the coupon code will be valued at $125. And of course, I'm talking US dollars because that's where I'm at here. You can apply your coupon code to any demonstrator order. You can go over the amount, which is a big difference, and it counts towards your sales. Yay! Which is a huge difference. So I love this. I love this. So it's going to streamline the process, make it so much easier. And I'm just excited to do it. So you also are allowed to add a pack of 8 free catalogs to any of your orders one time. So that is amazing, right? So if you do want to share this with friends and family, you could do so. If you don't, that's fine. But why not take advantage of the 8 free catalogs, right? So I'm very excited that this is starting. We also have a new craft class coming our way called Pretty Poinsettias. So if you love to get a kickstart on your holiday crafting, Christmas in July, Stampin' Up! Is providing a great way to go about this. So this new craft class is going to stream on July 16th at 2 p.m. Mountain Time. Of course, it's recorded, so you can go back and watch anytime, as many times as you want, once you purchase the craft class. So you can find that in my online store. We have 2 new kits that were just released every month, 2 new kits, and they're fabulous, absolutely fabulous. You know, if you're someone that has a lot of vacation plans or any vacation plans, right, planned for this summer, craft kits are awesome to take with you. They're all inclusive, got everything that you need in the box. So it's a great way to grab and go. So camping, great for long flights, even short flights, but long flights, you got to have something to do, right? Why not do a little paper crafting while you're relaxing on that flight? We have a new product of the month that was just released. Last month sold out. Yes, it did. This month we have Begonia Belle. It's a 2-step stamp set. Beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So check that out. You can earn that once your order hits $75 or greater before shipping, tax, and after any rewards are applied. We also have new products that were just released in our online exclusives. There are some good things. So if you are a seasonal crafter, granted, there's more than seasonal crafting, but if you're a seasonal crafter, like you love Halloween, oh my gosh, there are some fantastic Halloween products. So if you love Halloween, there's some Christmas, there's just so many great things. A little bit of fall, and then some, of course, some all occasion stuff. So be sure to check that out in the online store because that updates July 1st. All right. Really, the best way to stay up to date on everything I have going on is to join my email list. Yes. And I do gift a free PDF tutorial bundle every single month that's exclusive to my email list. as a thank you for being here with me, hanging out with me. Yeah. So definitely expand the video description. You'll see a link and you can copy paste that into your browser and sign right up. All right, let's go ahead and switch the camera over and get to today's crafty fun. Yay! All right, so today's project is going to feature the Scalloped Blooms bundle. I love this one because I like that there's a variety of sentiments. You've got inside and outside sentiments you can use, and then all these fantastic dies here. You can do so much with this one. This is actually the featured bundle that we are doing for this month's or July's Cultivated Creativity, which is my DIY paper crafting kit that I mail out every single month. So it is a subscription program. You can cancel at any point in time, but it's fantastic. You learn so many great things just from the perspective of design elements, trying out different techniques, different folds, although we do keep it more on the simpler side because we want these to be doable projects, but they're not boring, right? So today's project is actually the bonus project that I'm going to put down in each of the kits. I love to be able to drop a little finished project down in each person's kit as a little thank you. So this is the project that I am going to be putting into their kits. So I'm mass producing these. I'm making 192 cards to go down into these kits. And so I want them to be fabulous, but not so overwhelming that it takes me the whole month to create them, right? So I like to use all the different prints in the paper pack when I can and mix and match things. So I don't know if you've been following my Crafty Secrets series, but in the last 7 weeks or so, we have been talking about design elements and how to make choices that change the feeling of your card. So for this project, I ended up with this wonderful satin ribbon on here, and I feel like it gives it an elevated feel. It's elegant, gift worthy, right? Now you can do this in different ways, right? So you can make it a little more plain and simple and not put any sort of a ribbon on it, right? Or on this version, I added a little bit of twine, which gives it a little bit of warmth. It's a handmade, it gives away it's handmade, right? It's cozy, it's cute, right? So changing up the embellishments or the way that you finish off your project can really change the feeling of it. None of them are bad. There's no right or wrong. You just have to decide what you want to do with it, right? So I wanted to show you guys that and talk about that a little bit. Now I made multiple versions of this project in all the different prints. Normally I show you that at the end of the video, but I'm going to go ahead and jump in because I wanted to talk to you again about this design element, right? So I made each of the projects with each of the prints. Actually, let's pull that one out for just a moment. So I made it in each of the prints here and turned out fantastic. Now, when I got to this print here, it didn't have any of the berry burst in it. Now I went ahead and left the stamped sentiment and berry burst to give it that little pop of color. But I changed the ribbon to Peaceful Pine. Now I could have gone back to the baker's twine, which I might on some of them. But right now I'm looking at using the Peaceful Pine ribbon because I thought it tied in a little bit better. It's a little calmer and softer than the boldness you've got going on with these, right? But it's still a fabulous project. Now I could have added some berry burst to this by maybe splattering some berry burst ink on this designer paper before putting it down, and that would have been able to pull that in a little bit better, and then maybe the berry burst ribbon would have made sense there. So you've got lots of different choices that you can make. Now this print here was one that didn't have any of the cloud cover in it, so I went ahead and left the cloud cover layer because my designer paper that I'm using for the sentiment has cloud cover, so it still pulls it together. But I was like, okay, well, what if I change this up? Let's move these over. What if I change this up and change the background color to white, right? Still left this cloud cover touch here, but change that background to white. So it changes the feel of the card, right? Not right, not wrong, just gives you a different feel. So I wanted you guys to see this so that you can kind of understand what I'm talking about when you change little touches of your design. All right. All right, let's go ahead and jump in and create today's project. I'm going to leave that out for our reference. So, but definitely ask me any questions. Hopefully you're catching those crafty secrets. So let's start with our basic beige card base, so 5.5 by 8.5, and we're going to fold that right in half. The complete supply list with cut dimensions are on my website, CreativeLeeYours.com, so you can catch that there. Now for the front layer, I have taken a piece of beige, basic beige cardstock. It's 5.25 by 4, and I've embossed it with the new textured tree ring embossing folder, 3D embossing folder. I love it when we have these giant embossing folders. Now, sometimes you can emboss with more than one layer of cardstock. This is a folder that I don't like that. Every once in a while, I will run 2 pieces tall through, but I don't like it on this particular one. I don't think it gives the best definition when you layer that up. However, I can put a piece here and a piece here based on my layer. So I still can run 2 pieces at a time because of how large this folder is. It's just going to take on a different spot of where that texture is, but it gives you lots of choices there. So when you're mass producing cards, like maybe you're going to mass produce some cards for thank yous or a wedding, right? Or maybe birthday cards. Maybe you want to mass produce some birthday cards or Christmas cards. That's the time we definitely mass produce. So that gives you some choices there. All right, I am going to go ahead and adhere this down. And I'm just going to use some Stampin' Seal. You can use liquid glue if you prefer. Sometimes with embossed layers, I prefer to use liquid glue. You just have to decide what works best for you and the particular embossing folder that you're using. Now, this one does kind of buckle around the edges, I found, when I adhere it down. So that's why I put my adhesive all around the outer edge, because I wanted this to secure down really well because of the way that this is embossed. So you can see on my sample here, it's a little bit lifted on this side because I just ran tape in my usual way. So I wanted this to sit down a little more securely along the edges. So that's why I ran the Stampin' Seal the way I did. Now next I want to add a piece of cloud cover. This is 4.25 by 3. And I will add this, and I'm going to do these all flat. I'm not going to pop anything up but my sentiment. I wanted to keep this elegant, but fast and easy to do. Now I've got 4 scrap strips. So this is a great card to use your paper scraps. These are 1 inch by 2 3/4. You could cut them so that they make a pretty picture when you put them back together. I decided not to worry about that, right? It's not important for this layout. So I am just going to add a little bit of Stampin' Seal, and I'm going to lay each one of these strips out. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to do my outer edges first, just because you don't have to do it that way, but I'm going to do it that way. And then we'll fill in our other strips here. And I'm just running a little bit of adhesive right down the center because I just want to tack it down in place. It doesn't need to be too crazy, right? And don't overthink this. The less you think about it, I think the better it looks when you do something like this. All right, next, I'm going to add berry burst ribbon. So I've got a piece that's about 6 inches long. And then I've cut out my label with the Scallop Blooms dies with that die there. And I've cut it right out of the pattern paper. So let's go ahead and stamp directly on this pattern paper. It's subtle enough that you can still see the sentiment really nicely, but it adds a little touch of color and texture, which I really love. Do you guys use your pattern papers behind your sentiments sometimes? I hope you'll give it a try if you haven't. It's a nice way to change things up a little bit. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and put this ribbon down. So you can either adhere the ribbon directly to the card base and then add the label, or adhere it to the label. I'm going to adhere it to the label. And I'm just going to fold this. I'm going to do a faux bow because I don't want the bulk underneath. So this is a little bit of a, actually, let me do, there's 2 sides to this. I want this lighter side. So I love the ribbons that are subtly different on two sides. I don't like it when they're very different on both sides. That's just a personal preference for me. Because you never can get it all turned to just one side of the ribbon. Well, I guess you can, but it is not an easy thing to do. So I don't like doing it. Let's see, did that tack down or is that going to pop up? That's going to pop up on me. Let's add a little bit more adhesive right onto that ribbon and fold that back down. All right, let's see. Am I happy? Yeah, I think I'm happy with the way that looks. So I want to pop this one up on my card base here. So I'm going to add a dimensional and I'm going to catch the edge of that ribbon. Make sure that's all secure. And I'm going to do the same thing with the second one. Now you could add more if you wanted to, but I think 2 is plenty. And then I want this to hang off the edge of this layer, but I don't really want to cross those other layers. Again, personal preference. You do what makes you happy. And I feel like I'm a little bit crooked, so let's see if I can straighten this out just a tidge. There we go. Cute, cute, cute. Now I'm going to finish this off with some moody dots. So the colors of the moody dots, there's cloud cover, there's white, there's old olive, and then I believe that's secret sea. So in this paper pack, because I'm matching this with the velvet meadow paper, I'm using the cloud cover and the white ones. So so I will have plenty of old olive and secret sea to use on another set of projects because of the numbers that I'm making. But I think this is a fun way to kind of mix and match things. Now, you could color these and change the color of them if you chose to, right? If you want to. Um, but I thought that this was a great way to go about it. So what do you think? Cute? All right, let's finish the inside. Now, I kept the inside super simple and just am stamping my sentiment. So I'm going to bring back in my berry bursting pad. And I'm going to stamp happy birthday on there. You could put just about any of the sentiments that you want to. I'm keeping this, again, easy, simple, something that all of my guests will be able to use. Everybody can use a birthday card, right? Even if you don't send cards for any other reason, a birthday card is always appreciated. So we're going to add this on to the inside. So this basic beige is light enough. I didn't have to add a layer, but you know, I like to finish the inside of my cards. So adding at least a little layer here, even though I'm not bringing that pattern paper to the inside or any other stamped elements, keeping it simple, adding that little matte layer, I think does add a nice little finish to it. So what do you guys think? Do you love this? Would you try this? Would you use this with your paper scraps? Let me bring in all the variations again so you can see those. Now, if you guys are enjoying the content that I'm sharing with you, I would love for you to give my channel a thumbs up. It does help me out, believe it or not. And I would love for you to invite your crafty friends to come and join us next Tuesday for some paper crafting fun. All right. Thank you guys so much. I will talk to you again soon. Bye for now.